Coffee's done. The boat's loaded. The weather is awesome. Facebook is updated. Let's go. Well, guys, today we're on Owsley Fork in Berea, Kentucky. We just got here. We're doing a little fishing and catch the biggest guy in the world, but we already got one. Got him on a bomber bait. I forgot all my camera equipment today, so it's going to be straight off the phone, but we're going to give it a good go. I'll give you some commentary. I'll show you the fish I catch, and hey, it should be a good time. Guys, I don't know if it gets any better than this. I mean, man, it is awesome. It is, I don't know, like mid-April. We got a day, the most beautiful day you could ask for. It's going to be in the 70s. There's hardly any wind at all. I mean, it's just awesome. And we're over here at Owsley Fork Reservoir. Okay, it's just outside of Berea, Kentucky. And this is actually where, pretty sure this is where Berea pulls their water from. So, didn't fish this lake any last year, but we're going to fish it a little bit today. So we started out this morning. We had a bomber crankbait deep diver. All right, we was getting down somewhere in that 6 to 8 foot range. Okay, and now, all right, I've moved into a little bit something different. All right, I got a chatterbait. This reservoir's got a lot of grass in it, and we're kind of looking for that grass on our graph and as we're fishing, and we're gonna try to fish just above it and see if we can pull some of them fish out of there. But you can see what we're working with. We got a little paddle tail, and this is a chatterbait that I bought off a guy at a local fishing expo, and I'll look his name up after a while and I'll let you know who he is. But he made a real good looking bait, and we're gonna see if we can catch some fish with it. It's gonna be a good day. Second time out doing my fishing show and I forgot my camera mount, so you know, we're just gonna have to do it with the phone today. But I'll try to give you some commentary. I'll show you some of the scenes around here. We'll talk about the boat ramp here after a while, what it looks like, and we're gonna have a good time. I know I am. All right, guys, we caught our second little bass, and as you can see, he was down there in the grass. He ain't no whopper, but kind of our plan is with this chatterbait, we're throwing it out there. You know, we're just reeling it straight back, and we're trying to kind of skirt that grass and come across it and hopefully get a couple of these guys and maybe a bigger one to catch on to it. So let's make some more casts, see what happens. What's up, guys? So you always hear me, you know, always spouting out, you know, navigate outdoors, navigate outdoors. Well, I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why I say it all the time. Because when you get outdoors, man, I mean, you get this. I took off work today because I looked at the forecast and I saw that it was going to be 70 degrees. It was going to be sunny. It was going to be super nice. It was going to be one of the nicest days, if not the nicest day we've had this year. And I just couldn't see being at work. I mean, I wanted to get somewhere where I could relax, decompress, and just, you know, escape some of the crazy stuff that's going on. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on in the world right now, and you know, I think there's a lot of people out there with a lot of negativity. There's a lot of hopelessness out there, and guys, I mean, guys, girls, you know, all of you, there's so much to be hopeful for, and there's so much beauty in this world. And you ain't got to be down. Just every once in a while, you know, you gotta slow down. You gotta look around, and you gotta see the things that really matter and how minuscule some of those problems are. And I mean, you know, it's not that bad. I mean, things happen. You know, every generation has always been, you know, doomsday. You know, oh no, my kids are going to have to grow up in this crazy world. I mean, everybody said it. You know, the world adapts. I mean, it's just like nature. I mean, nature adapts, you know, and that's what we'll do. You know, we will adapt, you know, we will overcome. And I know I'm on social media, but you know, social media sometimes can just be, it's terrible. I mean, you get on there and all you see, man, is negativity and you know, just dumb stuff, man. Just things that dumb you down. There's no, you know, they don't do anything positive. You know, you sit and stare at the news all the time and, you know, all you get is doomsday and this and terrible things happening. And yeah, you know, there's bad stuff in the world. There's no doubt about it. But if we start treating each other better and find some humbleness and some kindness and just spread that around a little bit and think about other people, I think we're going to be all right. I know we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. So guys, you know, hey, get outside, man. Navigate outdoors. Get out here. Look at this. I got a breeze going. I got birds chirping. And man, I got me a sandwich. I got me a cold pop. And I'm just going to sit right here. I'm going to sit right here. I'm not worried about fishing. I'm not going to worry about what fish I haven't caught. I'm just going to sit here, float on this lake, look around and enjoy myself. And that's what I advise you all to do. So I'm going to eat my lunch. We'll talk to you in a minute. All right, navigators. Well, I finished my picnic here out on the lake. And man, what a place for a picnic. It was awesome. A cold L8. So, well, so far today, we've been fishing 3 different baits, okay? Started out with this bomber deep running crankbait, okay? All right, I was using this chatter bait with this paddle tail, and I don't know if y'all can see it, but also had a little spinner bait here, this red and black spinner bait with the big spinning on it. So. But anyway, that's what we tried out to start with. We've caught a couple fish. We have not slayed them by any means. I don't know if I found a pattern or not. I will say that I started out down on the other end of the lake. The water temperature is right at about 60 degrees. Down at the other end, there's a lot more grass. Now that I'm up here on this other end, I'm not finding as much grass. I was trying to fish some structure and, you know, some drop-offs and stuff like that, and not really having any luck. So I'm going to change some things up. All right, I am going to put on a topwater bait. I am going to put on a jerk bait, and I am going to put on a wacky rig worm. Okay, so we're going to try some different things and see if we can find anything else that might be working. And if that doesn't work, we'll head back up here before we leave for the day, and we'll hit that grass some more and see if we can pick a couple more up. So let's try some things out. Just once again, I mean, Owsley Fork. I'm telling you, you won't beat these views hardly anywhere. I mean, this place is beautiful. When I get out here on the main lake and start paddling back, I'll show you. But beautiful, beautiful lake, beautiful day. All right, guys. Well, whoa, getting ready to run up on a log here. Let me back it up here. Hold on. Unfortunately, like I said, this ain't gonna be much of a fishing show, so I'll make it more just a lake review. So we're here on Owsley Fork Reservoir, and the fishing today hasn't been really good, but I have been here and had some real good days, so I'm gonna call this a fluke, but maybe that's what I need to fish, a fluke. But this is a nice lake, and here's the nicest part. Okay, so you know, if you're not catching fish, maybe you just want to catch a paddle, and I'm gonna tell you what, man, you ain't gonna beat these views nowhere, like I said earlier. So I'm out here in the main lake now. I'm kind of swing around and let you see what all's going on here. You can see those rock formations, those outcroppings there. Look over there. Look at that thing. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so anyway, you know, when I get home, I'll look up the acreage and all that kind of stuff. That way I can give you a little bit better picture of what this lake is like. But you know, the boat ramp, it's a nice little boat ramp. Now you're not going to be able to bring like a bass boat over and stuff like that and launch it. I'm sure people do, but it'd be kind of rough. It's not the best boat ramp in the world for stuff like that. But now if you're fishing out of a John boat, two-man boat, canoe, kayak, stuff like that, I mean, it's perfect. You know, it's perfect for that kind of stuff. So this lake, you know, today, like I said, the water temperature is 59, 60 degrees, so it's warming up. The fish are starting to move around a little bit. Up here on this main lake, up on this end, I don't know, I'm just not having much luck. I'm gonna give it another shot over here on this other side. I'm fishing a wacky rig, so I'm gonna try it out a little bit and see, you know, what I can do. Now this wacky rig gets weighted, so I'll show you in a minute how I got it set up. But we're gonna go over here, we're gonna try this side of the lake. Plus, I don't know, I was getting a little bit bummed out there for a minute, so hey, we'll just get out here and get a little paddle in, get a little exercise, and take in some views. I mean, golly, awesome. So I'm gonna head on across here. I'm gonna fish probably about another hour, and then I'll probably take it to the house. But when I do get to the house, I'll give you a review of this lake. So if you want to go, and I will come back here later, maybe this water warms up a little bit more, these fish get a little bit more active, maybe I'll have a little bit better fishing show for you. But I will review the lake. I'll show you where it's at. I'll put all that in the comments. I'll put a Google link and give you all the information you need. And if you live in Kentucky, you know, somewhere around the Berea area, this is an awesome place. Or if you just want to travel, I mean, this is worth the travel. And you may not be into fishing. If you just want to come somewhere and kayak for the day, just take a float. I seen some people here earlier that were on some inflatable floats, and they were floating around and they were having a good old time. So, you know, hey, whatever you want to do, just a great place to navigate outdoors and recreate. So let's try to catch these fish and see what happens. All right, guys, well, we caught another little one, and I'll tell you what, when I pull them in, I mean, there ain't even no fight in them. They're still cold. They just ain't doing no whole lot. They're not real active yet, so we're gonna hit a little bit more. I'll show you what I caught that. Back on the old chatterbait with the little kick tail here. So they seem to like the bright colors today and a lot of action. So I don't know, they're hard to entice, and a bunch of little ones. I'll take them. So guys, we came back down where we started today, fishing this grass, and I'm way out here way off the bank. I'm fishing the grass. It's about 6 foot. There's a flat. It comes way out here. Comes out here and then it drops off pretty quick. But look here, man, finally paid off. We got a bigger fish. That's a nice one. I'm gonna say that's probably about 2 pounds. So man, you know, you just got to stick with it. You know, this morning we should have probably stayed here. This grass is out here and we're going to keep fishing it and see if we can catch some more. Alright, so in this episode I was fishing at Owsley Fork Reservoir. It's located near Berea, Kentucky. The boat ramp that I use, there's a link in the description of the Google Map location. The ramp is recommended for small trailer boats, kayaks, canoes, etc. Alternate launches, there weren't any. Parking around 10 vehicles, and on the weekend you probably better get there early to get a spot. Lake size 151 acres. Alright, suggested gear and tackle. There's lots of grass and weeds in this reservoir, so I suggest bladed jigs, spinner baits, and jerk baits spring into summer. And then as you get into summer, I recommend wacky rig worms, topwater baits. Phone signal with AT&T was good. Additional considerations, make sure you bring a camera, some sunscreen, and a lunch box to have a good picnic on the lake. Local amenities or highlights, I put a link to the Berea, Kentucky tourism site in the description. Alright, so now for my fishing spot review scoring guide. Accessibility, I gave it a 7. Alright, you got to take some back roads to get here, and they're not marked very well, so be sure to study the map beforehand. The road leading up to the lake itself is very narrow and windy, so be careful. Facilities, gave it a 5. And that's really just because it has a decent ramp. There's really nothing else there. Parking is minimal, so like I said, get there early. Make sure you bring everything you need because you're not going to be able to find anything here. There is a store down the road, but you have to go back up that windy road to get to it. There's no bathroom facilities either. Atmosphere, gave it a 7. During the week, you're going to find it nice and quiet. On the weekend, it's a different story. There's lots of people there kayaking, canoeing, and recreating. Fishing quality, I gave it a 7. I've never really killed it there, okay? I always catch fish, but not many big bass. Alright, and final thing, scenery, gave it a 10. Alright, you're going to have a hard time beating these views anywhere. One of my favorite places to fish and paddle. It's just beautiful. Hey guys, so the navigating angler is going to wrap it up. So today we had a real good time, man. We were out on Owsley Fork Reservoir, Berea, Kentucky. Okay, we were fishing for bass. I showed you all the different baits that I used. You know, I used chatterbaits, I used crankbait, I used wacky worm, used a spinner bait. You know, we tried a little bit of everything, and that's what you got to do sometimes, try to find out what the pattern is. So I think we found the pattern in the beginning. We caught them out here on these flats out in the grass. They weren't overly active. I don't know that they're really feeding pre-spawning yet or not, but the temperature, well, now the temperature is 62. When we first got over here this morning, it was 59, and right now it's 62. So anyway, the water's warming up. The fish just aren't real active yet, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up today, but it was a good day. It was a good day out on the water. It was a good day to be here on Earth. It's just a good day to be in the outdoors. So make sure you get outside and enjoy yourself. You know, take yourself away from all that crazy stuff going on the TV and all that negativity. Get outside, do something awesome. That's what one of my fishing buddies, or my YouTube fishing buddies, Rhino Joe, always says. Get outside and do something awesome. And I tell you, that's what you need to do. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I encourage you to subscribe. I'm going to be going to a bunch of different lakes this year. I'll review them. And you know, and I'll also just be, you know, it'll be a fishing show. It'll be me out there fishing, trying to outsmart the old bass. And sometimes that's really hard to do. But we'll try, and we'll see what we can figure out. And hopefully I can entertain you while I'm doing it. So, navigate outdoors. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.